April 27th, 5:30 in the morning. The last 2 days it absolutely poured rain. It's Friday. Turkey season opened on Wednesday. I haven't got a chance to get out at all. It poured rain Wednesday and Thursday morning. Thursday evening was really nice, but I had a ton of stuff to do with the kids. So Friday morning, our big shot to go turkey hunting for the first time this year. We're gonna go to the spot where I saw the 3 birds. I really don't know what's going to happen, but it's a chance to get out. It's a chance to enjoy the woods. I got a ton of stuff to do today. Tomorrow, steelheading opens in the river, but like I said, we got a ton of rain over the last 2 days, and those rivers yesterday were pretty much mud, so we're gonna have to check that out. I gotta get a phlebotomy today. Ashton's going to my mom's tonight in Toronto, so we have a pile of stuff to do. It is exactly 5:14 in the morning. Shooting hours start in 1 hour. Let's go see if we can't call in a gobbler. We made it, we're up. It's quite a bit darker out than it looks on camera. I'm not bringing a ground blind. I'm gonna use a pop-up like screen that should just cover my backpack, and hopefully I can drop my bow behind it. But I'm gonna get my boots on. I'm gonna get in there, get set up. I'm not gonna bring a big camera, I'm just gonna bring GoPros. This is kind of, as much as I'm going hunting, it's also kind of a scouting mission just to see if these birds are actually moving through the woods to the field. We may be able to cut them off, and then we'll get a shot. But if anything, this is a scouting mission. There might not even be any birds here left. It'll be fun though. I really enjoy coming out here, and you can't learn anything about getting better at hunting if you don't come. So let's go. Just made it out of the woods. I never heard a gobble. I never heard a hen. I never saw anything, but I did hear somebody shoot west of me, a mile. It must have been in the other bush across the field. I heard him take a shot with his shotgun, and then maybe 2 minutes later, a second shot. So hopefully he got his bird, and congratulations to him. I'm not gonna sit up there and freeze my butt off because it's -1 Canadian right now on maybe a turkey showing up. So rather than just sitting up there, I'm gonna scout. I'm gonna drive around, I'm gonna look for more turkeys. It's all part of the grind. I'm not a very good turkey hunter. I'm really just learning, so the more scouting and the more information I can get, it's gonna lead to success. Fishing is way more my thing than hunting, but I will tell you, if you've never been hunting before, just sitting out there in the morning, soaking up the air, soaking up the sun peeking is the experience. Not so much shooting animals. Not for me anyway. Pile of birds out there. I don't know if you guys can see them. Maybe I'll switch lenses here and see if I can focus in enough for you guys to see them. Looks like there's 2 big toms and a bunch of hens, but there's a guy parked. I don't know if you can see it right there. So I'm going to assume that he's in there hunting. So we're not going to try and set up on those birds, but man, that's a ton of birds. I hear some more calling over in this other bush. Let me switch lenses, see if you can see. I still can't. They're right there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but they're there. I don't hear any calling going on, so maybe he doesn't see them. Anyway, there's for sure birds around. We just need to find some of our own. Didn't see any more turkeys. I dropped Mr. Crothers' rod off at his house for him. His Ishmonroe Daiwa Elite, Tatua Elite rod. We're gonna go right now and check out the Ganaraska. It's starting to clear up, and I can see a pile of fish on reeds right now. There is a pile of fish down there. Let me show you. Hopefully you can see. I don't know if you can see them through the camera, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 20 fish sitting up there, more than that. The water is certainly clearing up better here than it was, but this isn't the main channel of the Ganaraska. It's kind of an off branch, so the water from here is coming out of that pond up there. So of course it's cleaner than probably what the main river is going to be. We'll check that out next, but I don't see any fish in the pool. The deeper water, they're all up in the shallows looking to spawn, so it's good to know there's at least fish up this far than the river. Stop number 2 on the fish search. This is Sylvan Glen, Port Hope, or just outside, just north of Port Hope. This is probably about the most popular spot on the Ganaraska River for guys to come. Opening day, bunch of geese on that island, taking up residence. It'll be full of fishermen tomorrow. That water is still pretty dirty. I would say even though there's another 15-16 hours till opener, it's still pretty dirty. It'll clear up some, but it's not going to be the crystal clear waters we're all used to on opener. Tough morning turkey hunting, but on the way home, stopped at the Ganaraska River, checked a couple places. The river is cleaning up nicely. Should definitely be fishable tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, the plan is to get up and go steelheading in the morning. I'm going to probably use my center pin and my normal float rod, my 13-footer, but with all the people around, I have been setting up this Daiwa Aculite 9'6", which means if I need to get in somewhere like tight places to catch fish, I'm not going to be setting hook and burying my float rod into the bushes. Where we're turkey hunting, about 2 miles up the road, man, it's still got more reach than I can handle. Where I'm turkey hunting, about 2 miles up the road from that, is a great creek. I'm gonna bust this before I get it out of the house. A great creek full of resident brown trout. I'm gonna set it up how I like to float fish. I'm gonna throw it in the truck so that way when there's spots that in the past, you know, you take your float rod, your 13-footer, and you kind of jam it in. You know, you got set hook between trees and all that stuff. That's not gonna happen. I'm gonna bring this shorter rod. Show you right now how I'm tying it up. This is the exact same way that I would tie up my float rod. Opening weekend with all the pressure. I'm a big fan of these clear floats. The fish don't see them. There's no shadow over the river. I know you're probably like, oh Ian, it probably doesn't make that much of a difference. Well, after somebody's walked through the river 100 times and guys have thrown lures at them and spooked them and tried to snag them, and these fish get ultra line shy. So if you want to catch anything, it's the small things in fishing. They go a long way. Probably the same in turkey hunting. I just haven't learned those small things. So all we're doing, putting our float on, our micro swivel. I don't even know if that's going to focus in. Micro swivel, tiny, tiny stuff for steelhead. The smaller, the better. Tie the old fisherman's knot. Small piece of 4-pound fluorocarbon. The biggest mistake people make while they're fishing steelhead is they use way too long of a lead. Don't drag it on bottom. Have it when you see the fish, your roll bag isn't drifting underneath them, or your pink worm or your fly, but that it's going to make it through the current and be at eye level. So they don't have to move. They just look, they'll see it real quick and shove it in their mouth. So usually 2 or 3 feet is perfect. Again, tiny. Size 16 hook. I'll add enough split shot to stand my float straight up, and then I'll take 2, again, tiny, tiny split shots and put them down on my leader line. Remember, when you're biting these down, first off, don't use your teeth. And if my mother's watching, for the last 20 years, my mom's been yelling at me for about biting split shots down, about breaking my teeth. Don't bite them down crazy hard, because it's going to nick your fluorocarbon and then create a weak point. Anytime you put anything on your leader, you're creating a weak point for fish. There you go. Tiny, tiny split shot. You guys can see that. We're good to go. I got a little back creek, small creek steelhead rod. I can throw it in the rod tube, and I have it for if I have to get off that main river and find some fish. Just got done my phlebotomy at the Coburg Hospital. Glad to get that over with. Only have to have them every 2 months now, which is great news. That'll keep my iron level in check. If you guys haven't watched the vlogs over the last year, I got diagnosed like a year ago with hemochromatosis, which is a genetic blood disease, which means my body can't deal with iron. So we've got that under control right now. We're checking out the creek levels. The creeks are clearing up. Last night this time, these creeks were mud. So we're killing a little time before we go get Ashman and I drive him to the city.
I still have my own.
We got the little man. Ashman, say hi.
Hi.
What are you doing this weekend?
Going to my Grammys.
Ashton and I have to go home, get him packed up. Are you going to pack your stuff or am I?
I am. Because
You're going to pack your stuff? How about you pack your toys, I'll pack your clothes.
And I pack my some of my other Pokemon. I just need the big cards for my other big card collection.
Sweet. We are gonna get him off to the big smoke.
Down for the long run now. Red Corvette and my drop top down.
Ashman, we made it to the big smoke. Did we make it to Gamey's house?
Yeah.
Did you have a good sleep?
Yeah.
You had a good sleep, eh? Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Here, give me some knuckles. Okay, have a good weekend, bye. Last week on the ice storm, check this out. Tree blew over. Now they have a stump they need to get rid of over the weekend. I'm getting ready to go. Find everybody here and say goodbye. Hi, Mama.
See ya. Hi.
Bye. Thanks for taking the young lad.
No problem. You
Wish
always find
everybody a happy steelhead opener.
out. Oh, happy steelhead opener. Go, go, go.
Find my kid. Okay, I'm out of here. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, Ash. You want to give me a hug? Goodbye. Bye, buddy. Wish everybody a happy fishing opening.
Bye bye.
Say happy fishing opening.
Happy fishing.
Does not care. Made it back to Port Open, good time. Campsite there, maybe 4 up at the ballpark. Not a ton of campers like usual. When I was a kid, used to come down here and there wouldn't be a free inch of this river. It would be absolutely packed with campers getting ready for the big opening night of fishing. I don't know why they don't do it anymore, but they don't seem to come. The river clearing up, baby. The river is clearing up. There's not a ton of people out. Fish there during the week when the crowds go home, but made it back to Port Hope. There's not a ton of people. I'll show you tomorrow. This place will be loaded. Home time. Home, sweet home. Tomorrow is a big day for me. I don't get to steelhead enough. I did quite a bit this spring, but when I was a kid growing up, we didn't have a boat, we didn't have a cottage. The Ganaraska River was everything to me. I would have never become so hooked on fishing if it wasn't for having that river so close. I can remember being, probably since I was 10, I started going alone opening morning or with my friends from school. I would run across through my backyard, sneak through the property behind our house, and I would be at the river in 10 minutes. If it wasn't for having that so close, I promise you I wouldn't be as hooked on fishing as I am today. So tomorrow, I like to get out in the morning. There's gonna be a ton of people. I'll show you the people who show up at the mighty Ganaraska. I'm gonna go to that small creek first. Hopefully I can, catch a couple fish. Then we'll go see how the traffic is. I have all next week to fish for steelhead. The people will go home, but I really like to get out. It's really a big day for me. Right now, I'm going to edit this vlog. I'm gonna go upstairs, cook some dinner, and I'm gonna have an ice cold, refreshing beer before we get this on tomorrow. Mark didn't see any sign of turkey when he was out scouting tonight. We're gonna get it done. Kind of disappointing morning, but I really just like to go. As much of a disappointment we didn't see any birds this morning, I really had a good time just outside, nice and quiet. Weather, he was a little chilly, but it's just nice to be out there. Stay tuned. Tomorrow is the big opener. Hopefully it doesn't pour rain tonight. We'll see you soon. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and the bell.